Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, the video companion for AstroChiron.com, or maybe it's welcome back if you're here from the Clock app. Rest in peace. Yeah, I know it still exists, but my presence on it is certainly gone. Either way, this video marks the premiere of my Ascendant series, a series of videos aiming to teach you how to spot each of the rising signs just by looking at someone's face and the circumstances of their lives. Obviously, being the first video, this video is centered on the first sign of the zodiac, which is of course Aries. Represented by the ram, Aries is a fire sign as well as a cardinal sign. So this really explains their get up and go attitude and their super independent streak that they tend to get. This gives the natives of this sign a natural ability to be themselves while acting on even their most whimsical impulses. First, we'll start with seeing how this sign expresses itself through feminine features. The jaw of an Aries Ascendant woman is pronounced but not too angular. This can be seen most with Sophie, especially in her profile, as well as with Rihanna. They don't have a jutting jaw, but it is relatively square. They're likely to have ram's horns somewhere on their face. It's usually in their eyebrows, since that's the easiest feature to resemble the horns of a ram. You can see it especially with Shakira, and you can kind of see it with Rihanna as well. But if it's not in their eyebrows, it could be in their nose, in the way their nostrils are shaped, or sometimes their mouths are shaped like a cupid's bow, which is further mimicking the shape of a ram's horn. You can see the ram's horns in Rihanna's lips. I know it's mostly makeup, but her lips still carry that prominent shape. Additionally, these ladies have prominent foreheads. Rihanna talks about her forehead a lot actually. It is one of her more defining features. A beautiful forehead it is. They have sharp nose bridges leading to button nose tips. They can either be tall or short, so there really isn't a set stature that they have. But one thing that they do tend to have in common is that they don't tend to carry weight for very long, and if they do, they carry it very well. Masculine features. So Aries men, like their counterparts, are usually of average height. All my examples here are 5'9" or so, give or take an inch. They do have wide, short noses though. This is especially evident with Big Sean and BJ, honestly with Jeremy as well. Lin-Manuel's is a little longer in the bridge, but the bell of his nose is super short and wide. They have compact faces with flat, close eyebrows that curve into the eyes. They hug the eyes super duper close. This is most noticeable with Lin-Manuel as well as with BJ. They have an equilateral triangle between their eyes and their nose. I think that's their version of the ram feature on their face coming out from being an Aries rising. This video is brought to you by me. I am the astrologer behind AstroChiron.com, the one-stop shop for all astrological readings, articles, horoscopes, and art. I have a free ask feature that you can use for quick questions that I will respond to via blog post. Readings range from $25 to $200, whether you want 3 questions answered in detail, all the way to a thorough hour-long or more reading for me personally via phone or video chat, discussing your entire natal chart, the aspects within it, and each planet's placement. The first 20 subscribers to this channel will gain access to all 20 plus written and live readings at a 40% off discount. Again, that's astrochiron.com, ASTRO-CHIRON.com. Don't forget the hyphen and join our community today. As for their lives, they are mostly solo artists. Shakira and Rihanna, for example, they don't collaborate a lot with other people. Cardi does collaborate every now and again. I'd argue that's because she's a Libra sun, but she's never been in a group or anything like that. She's a very solo star. When you see Cardi, you only think of Cardi. Cardi and Sophie, for that matter, have marriages that are pronounced and full of conflict or notable sudden shifts. Rihanna as well, now with A$AP Rocky and his recent events, and Big Sean falls into this camp as well, unfortunately. Marriages aside, they were famous before they got married, making them able to stand on their own. This exudes Aryan independence, as does their tendency to start their careers in a grassroots manner. Simply put, they don't have lots of connections in the industry that allow them a significant leg up. This is very Aryan, perhaps even seeing them move away from their home to have fame. This is seen especially with both Rihanna and Shakira. Aries risings are known for their red hair. Red is a very Aryan color, given it's the color of anger, passion, and Mars. We know Sophie because of her part playing Sansa Stark, who's a noted redhead, even though Sophie herself is blonde. Rihanna also had that 5-year period where all she wore was red hair. And finally, Aries is associated with conflict, so a lot of these people are in the news for their fights, accidents, and their disagreements. Starting with the most tame, Big Sean's numerous breakups have been heavily covered. There was, of course, the song that he did about Naya Rivera that he wrote in 2014. He did apologize for it, of course. By the way, I'm not trying to pile on Big Sean here. There's also Jeremy Renner's nearly fatal car accident that happened recently. It was heavily reported on. I believe his level of fame versus the amount of coverage that the accident obtained was a little off balance. Don't get me wrong, he did almost lose his life, but I think that shows that Aries rising natives' lives are more focused on primarily for the big monumental conflicts and less for like their talent. Be sure to take a shot every time I say the word conflict. It's gonna happen a lot. These 2 points may mingle a lot though, that being their conflict-filled romances and their conflict-driven lives. People often forget that Aries is on the same axis as Libra. Unlike Libra placements though, when they do break up with their significant others, they don't tend to go back to them, usually. Finally, Aries Ascendants are multi-talented, with their careers tending to take very natural progressions. BJ and Lin-Manuel are both multi-hyphenates. Lin-Manuel stars in his own plays, meaning he writes them, acts in them, and then does the music. BJ is a writer, producer, and actor as well, so they are both similarly talented. And then you have Big Sean, who is heavily into fashion and can be compared to Rihanna, who turned away from music basically entirely to focus on fashion and her beauty brands. That is how you can easily spot every Aries Ascendant that crosses your path, especially if they really remind you of any of these beautiful people. I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, whether you're new here, you've been following me for a while on various social media, or you come directly from TikTok. Either way, thank you. Stay tuned, and in the meantime, visit AstroChiron.com for frequent updates. Again, that's ASTRO-CHIRON.com. Subscribe and follow for more astrology-based lessons, horoscopes, and news, as well as astrological pop culture analysis.